Hello and welcome to the Scalp Calling Summit and to this session on persistent alopecia and Docetaxel. My name is Shirley Ledlie and I'm the president of Ahead of Our Time, which is a non-profit association for sufferers of PCIA. I'm a co-founder of a global support group which runs alongside the association. I'm a patient advocate and I'm also an author and writer. While PCIA doesn't affect a huge number of patients, it has an incredible impact on the quality of life of those patients who live with long-term alopecia. Scalp cooling is proven to mitigate the risk, which can affect as many as between 10 and 30% of adult breast cancer survivors. But many physicians continue to dismiss the risk. Given that there is currently no consistently effective treatment for PCIA, and that scalp cooling has been shown to prevent PCIA, can and should scalp cooling become a standard of care with Docetaxel? Before we get into the conversation though, if you don't mind, I'd like to share some of my experience as a patient who lives with permanent alopecia. Initially, I thought I would refer to a list of the different ways in which PCIA has impacted my life. But as I was writing these words down, I realised that they'd sound trivial or unimportant to you. I'm not even sure if it's possible to accurately portray the psychological turmoil, especially without sounding full of self-pity, but I'll try my best. PCIA is a reminder of my breast cancer diagnosis. When I see my reflection, I'm looking at myself sat in the chemo chair, shaking while the nurse tries to find a vein. I see myself with my head down the toilet or with my fingernails dropping out. I hear the words of my oncologist telling me my hair will never fully grow back. Losing my hair meant saying goodbye to my femininity. I felt like a freak. There's all the physical day-to-day problems like not being able to answer the door, put the rubbish out without covering my head up. Your life is no longer spontaneous. And if you love sports, this has a big effect on your outdoor life. Anything where you have to wear a helmet. These are all the little things that you don't kind of think about. When my oncologist broke the news to me that I had PCIA, my mental health went into free fall. I was consumed by anger, sadness and guilt. Anger at not being warned that this was even a possibility. Anger at being denied the right to ask for other options if there was any other options for me. And anger at being denied the right to give informed consent for this treatment. Sadness, the sadness was just overwhelming constantly. Um, I couldn't envisage how I was going to live the rest of my life looking like a cancer patient when I wasn't. I was also very depressed, but at the time, because of this constant anger, I didn't believe I was depressed. Um, my doctor, he kept begging me to let him treat me um, for depression, and I kept saying, I'm not depressed. I just want my hair back. I don't want to take anything that could possibly make me accept it or like it, not be too bothered about it. I just couldn't. That's not what I wanted. And guilt. I was guilty. I felt guilty because I was not enjoying my life after cancer. Um, After existing like this, and putting my family through hell for 7 years, I wrote a memoir about my experience. And it was after my book came out that I learnt how to channel all these emotions into supporting others with PCIA and trying to educate breast cancer sufferers before they start their chemotherapy journey. I could spend hours telling you about all the horrible incidences I've experienced when out in public, but I won't. But from the bottom of my heart, I ask, no, I beg all oncologists to inform their patients about PCIA and the choices available to them. Life after cancer really matters.